motion to open the meeting.
Second.
And it's unanimous. So we've opened the meeting at 6 minutes after 1
Mhm.
on 8:20. So first, review the agenda. I believe we have done that. So let's skip ahead to the stuff that absolutely needs to be taken care of right now.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Perfect timing. We
Then,
were just about to call on you.
You're here.
Okay, we can take them, and I'm also gonna need to, this engineer is here to review the septic design for 18 on Grafton Road.
Okay.
So if we could take him after, that would be great.
Okay.
absolutely. So first is discussing the cease and desist order. So Diane, if you can kind of catch
Sure.
up to where we're at.
Sure. So I did make, they had requested a copy of the meeting minutes as well. So we got more complaints after we met last time. And we addressed them with an email, but we never got a response. So we actually asked you to come in. That's why you were here. So the complaints that we got were related to the odors and that you were washing equipment outside and it was just draining into the ground. So if you could address those for us, it would be really helpful.
Well, I do want to say that we did respond the email to the equipment outside.
I didn't get that email.
Okay.
Oh, is that specifically, is the wording of it specifically selling it to what we're discussing, then Diane can look at it, or can you kind of sum it?
Yeah, we have the email printed out.
Okay.
So as far as the order goes, I mean, first of all, I guess there was a meeting last Friday about this?
No,
No?
No, it was a while ago.
Oh, no, I remember that one. I was here.
Yeah.
But I was told that there was a meeting about it Friday. Was that correct, Eric, or no?
No, I looked on the meeting board and I saw Friday last week, it said Grant Septic.
Might have been posted for
Uh-huh.
today, but we don't
Yeah,
have meeting
okay.
Friday.
we need a 48-hour notice, so it might have just been a posting you saw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we found out about this yesterday by accident because Brandon was maybe texting back and forth with you all about something. We didn't even know there's a meeting. I mean, I'm making a job going on in Weston
I
and, I had to like leave and
emailed him yesterday and he responded.
who did?
I believe it was Derek.
Oh, all right. I mean, it's just the next day it's kind of hard because like we're both, trying to run business and long job sites. So anyways, we dropped all that stuff to come in to make sure that we were being respectful of your request. And as far as the odor goes, it's a septic business. We discussed this quite a bit at the last meeting. And, it did appear as though the board members were concluded that it's part of our normal operation, that's what we do there is we come in and we drop stuff off and, so of course that does smell sometimes. And we did reach out to a couple of our neighbors just to see, who was upset, and neither one of our direct abutters that are residents were upset. As a matter of fact, that turned out that Derek went and took care of the guy's septic system across the street and pumped it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're confused about what the main concern is. Because you guys mentioned there was a concern obviously about the smell. And then in the email, we also saw something about large equipment coming in and out.
Hadn't we spoken previous or initially about, you've been utilizing a third party, truck that didn't have.
Right.
Yeah, and then
And
that,
we stopped.
They've never been in. They will not.
that would have been a point of discussion.
Has there been an increase in transfers or anything of that nature that occurred more recently?
No.
So,
Well, as a matter of fact, in the last week, he was going directly to the dump. He just happened to, because it all worked out right.
Yeah, I mean, we
And I was working-
we utilize the dumps, you know, as necessary, but we've been dumping on a normal basis in Upton like we have, you know, since we've been running the business. So nothing's really changed with that. The only new thing may be washing more equipment outside, which we addressed back to Diane in email instead.
I
Told them to stop.
So we
I
didn't
did
see
not
that,
get
so
that
it's
email, so why don't you
Yeah.
tell us all how you,
If you have an email, can we say that?
Well, I mean,
And
No,
but I
you
think some of
just
the issue with washing the equipment is you realize you're sitting on the town aquifer. It's right behind you.
no, I got that, and I know that,
It's the Glad well field.
yep, and the, you know, the DPW guy used to be there in the plumbing place, and, you know.
Well, equipment washing wise, like, what, I guess, my question is, what is it that you're doing and does it pose any risk to the aquifer? Like, from a contamination perspective?
I think, well, first, like Derek said, that activity, we told him to stop, pending, you know, this discussion. And then, we plan to connect to sewer.
Mhm.
Is
Uh,
there sewer there?
Yes, there is. And we started some design work already. It's well along, actually. So,
Is DPW aware of that?
well, we wanted to have the plan finalized anyway before we, because we gotta send them with like how we're gonna do it.
Right.
So, but it's pretty close. So, and that would obviously involve MDC traps. Basically, that's the end,
Okay, so you
with
would
a lot of
wash,
separators, you know?
so you would wash over the sewer drainage or something?
Well, an MDC trap, right? So an oil water separator, right?
Okay.
So the square footage or the area that is to be drained is calculated, which sizes this structure, which goes into the ground. It basically keeps the oil from getting into the sewer, and then conversely keeps it going all over the place. Right?
So realistically, when would you say that would break ground?
I'd like to do it this fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to get it out of the way. I mean, I think it's to my advantage too, you know.
Do you have copies of the email? Because it's been referred to, but I don't think any of us on the board have seen it.
Make copies.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, thank you.
so what is being done now, though?
so what we did now was, this actually has nothing to do with anything that we talked about, but we decided that we just did it ourselves. We put down some, we actually noticed that as the trucks would come in, there was dust. And for our neighbor across the street, he kind of made a joke about it, like he was very nice. He went over and took care of his septic system. So we brought in like some inch and a half stone
Mhm.
and put it down and rolled it and now that's just totally wiped out the dust issue. We were just doing that for that guy because it was, when I was there, I actually saw it. I'm like, wow, yeah, this is not good. So we took care of that for him. And we plan to connect to the sewer. So the design work is, like I said, already well underway. I could probably even maybe beginning of next week, share a preliminary draft with you guys,
Mhm.
because then we actually have to go talk to sewer department.
So that will go into town sewer?
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
So the filter you're talking about would filter out the oil and the water and the waste would go into town sewer.
Like as a normal, if you were washing something,
Yeah.
but the oil doesn't get discharged.
That building's on private septic now, so it'll just all be transferred over to town.
But
Okay.
that will
So
not
nothing-
be the primary dumping place.
So this is just for washing trucks.
This,
correct?
Oh, nothing to do with waste.
Trucks.
Oh,
Right
okay,
now.
Oh, nothing to do with waste.
okay, good.
Oh, no.
Just the washing trucks.
Just the water,
Okay.
okay,
No,
okay,
it's just,
Crash.
it's just for our toilets
Okay, okay.
Right.
and to mitigate the concern over the oil.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
And I guess one of my concerns was, so there's no minutes from the last meeting or no Zoom recording or that's something recorded?
I don't believe that was discussed at last meeting.
No, I mean like our first meeting.
No, we
There should be minutes.
Yeah.
There should be minutes.
Oh, so is this it?
To reach out.
Thanks.
Right, but that doesn't really address how you were planning on, yes, you said you were going to address it, but you didn't tell us how.
Gonna address
Yeah,
what?
well, the addressing of the washing is what we're doing now.
Right.
Right, but
We
you're
told them
saying,
to stop at that point,
all right,
and we had to figure out a plan, and that's when Bill, talked to an engineer about how we can fix the situation.
Okay.
Actually, we talked about it even before that, because sort of only made sense, but now the timeline don't look good.
Understood. So when did we actually receive the complaints, the most recent complaints, Diane?
Laura got them, I believe some of them were from Millhouse.
And that seems to be who's really complaining about the odors of residents in the house.
Which one's that?
It's a large, it's not a nursing home, it's an apartment complex.
Apartment complex.
And, yeah, they complained about the truck washing and the smells.
Okay.
So, I don't remember.
And you're right next to a restaurant, which is a problem.
I do understand that, but the reality is, it's just like it was before. We've been, way before that was a restaurant, we were doing this, and it's not like, we're not trying to be rude, but it is a part of our day-to-day business, and I'm starting to feel like it's, we're getting pushed on pretty hard over something that we've been doing, and like,
Well, I know last time you were in, you had said the activity had increased and you explained why.
what's that?
Last time you were in, you had said, the activity had increased, you were transferring to larger trucks, which was never done before. Other companies were coming in and that you explained that's why perhaps people were smelling things.
Yeah,
That
with
were
the
not
big
pretty good.
trucks.
You smell.
Valves.
Yeah, just to
Yeah, and
clarify,
you said, and I don't know your business, so.
Yeah.
Don't, semantics, this is just a general overview, and you said, we're not gonna be transferring. The plant or something was closed, it was a one-time deal, you had an emergency, you were transferring into 18-wheel. I'm gonna say dump, and that's not right, so I just, has that, and you said that was gonna stop. And now you're saying that stopped, but
Yeah.
then we were getting complaints that.
Yeah.
About the trucks washing and this, I don't know if the smell came from the truck washing, because the complaints came in simultaneously. I don't know if when you wash a truck, you have a smell.
Just
Not
just to
in the-
clarify, the most recent email I got from Diane mentioned the truck washing, and then it said something about large equipment coming in and out. It didn't mention anything about smell. in The most recent email, was that also a concern?
I'd have to go back and look at my emails. My email to you, if I recollect, addressed the odors and the washing of the vehicles.
So the original email before we came in here the first time did, but this most
No,
recent.
and I emailed you that because we had gotten more complaints and I didn't really get a respond except for we're working on it. And yes, you were surprised that I was emailing you, but I didn't really get an answer to how you were addressing the washing out the vehicles.
And it could be that what we're talking about is just cross communication. Because as Laura's indicating, we don't know what specifically you're doing every day.
Mhm.
So when you say that you're not transferring anymore, that's terrific, but we don't know if there are other.
I'm not saying that,
Oh, I'm-
and I didn't say that in the last meeting, and I corrected it.
Okay,
Because I understand that you don't know like the business and how it goes, and I understand that. It could be. Like you could misunderstand if you don't know how the business operates, but the
Right.
business operates the way that it always has operated. And that is that sometimes the trucks will come back to the yard and they will offload onto. A trailer or another truck or whatever's there to continue with their day, because then their route might then take them into a different area, into a time when there's no dumping.
right.
But for the expediency of getting to the client, they may have to offload. So I understand what you're saying, like about the transferring, the transferring that we talked about that wasn't going to be done anymore was very specific. It was specific to a subcontractor, JP Noonan, that does a lot of outside hauling. And the reason we and have not had them come back in is because sometimes they will go pump grease at restaurants and they can pump a 10,000 gallon grease truck and that truck will smell.
Okay.
We don't do a ton of grease work. So, and then we just, we totally stopped that. So it's a vacuum trailer that's 9,000 gallons or 8,500 gallons, and it can pull up and take waste away. But it also is loud, it stinks, and we don't need to do it. So we just stopped it and that's it. And I think that another thing that was mentioned, it seems like it might have come up after we left the last time, was the idea that we had 50 or 60,000 gallon tanks at the shop, and that's just not true. It's impossible to hold 50,000 gallons in a
I
truck.
know that came from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, our stand, maybe it was the JP Noonan truck.
Yeah.
Our understanding was it was kind of a one-off, an emergency.
With Newton it was,
With Noonan,
yes,
it was something that wasn't typical,
correct,
and that happened.
correct.
And so, like I said, if my semantics are wrong,
Yeah.
but I think, so right after that, and you left, and we started getting calls that they're washing the trucks and, anything that we get, they come in, hey, they're washing the trucks, they back to the well field, should this be done? I've never seen it before. Welcome to 2025.
Yeah.
We're getting smells, we need to investigate.
Mhm.
So Diane sent another email asking for a very specific we don't know, what do you do on a daily basis? And you can say you've been doing it for 100 years, but guess what? The apartment building used to be a hat factory, and they used to dump chemicals in the ground. If they were still operating today, they still can't do that.
Right.
Things change. So, I'm not a big fan of what we've always done.
Can I ask a
There's
question?
better things.
So you said you've been doing this all along. The address I had for Grants was always Northbridge. Now you combined Rodenheiser with Grants. Has the business increased because you combined, and how long has it been? Because I honestly don't remember ever having any complaints from that area. I know Davidson owned it before you.
Yep.
So how long have you actually been pumping, transferring?
We don't, we haven't had an increase. It's been the same, business. Grants goes out and does their work.
Orleans and Rodenheiser are two separate businesses.
So it's, there has been no, I guess even just from a sales perspective, it's about even. Maybe just a little bit down because there's only one truck running, and before there was two trucks running at times. And so as far as the transferring going, it's basically the same thing that's been going on. Now, it's not increased just because we became involved. We have a different service area. And part of the reason for us joining together is a whole new area, right? It's Blackstone Valley, more septic systems.
Yeah, we don't install septics, Rodenheiser does, so that's why we working together, because they help out a lot of our customers when it comes to the installation to the septics. Northbridge was my parents' house where they run their office out of, which they sold, so that, isn't their office anymore.
Gotcha.
And now we're mainly just the office the office can be virtual these days, so.
Right.
Upton has always been our location where we've run the business out, lost trucks. Forever. Used to be a landscaper there, used to be Eric who had a car place, and Davidson's, for a bit, they did mechanics out of that area, painting inside that shop.
There was an excavator there for a long time.
Well, I think, so that aside, I think a lot of this could potentially be mitigated by us being aware of who exactly will be responsive to emails and communications. Because Diane has sent a couple of emails, and it sounds like she got somewhat of a response, but not a full response. Not something that we could take instead of a meeting. So we're having a meeting instead of an email. So I don't know if the days of transferring were coinciding with those beastly hot days that were also very, very humid. And it was just really rough all around. I simply don't know. But it sounds like nothing has really increased. Business and transfers and stuff of that nature haven't really increased. But what has potentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, changed is the washing equipment, is that new, consistent, or
No,
increased?
There's always been equipment washed there, and, I mean, there was an auto body place in there,
Okay,
you know? When I did talk to one of the neighbors, he said, oh, yeah, I can remember when that was an auto body place, you know?
Right.
So there's been,
I can remember walking through the swamp behind Millhouse, and when you didn't like the kid you were walking in, you gave them a shove and they came up whatever color they were dyeing the house.
that's like
That's it.
planned.
And
Nyanza.
it doesn't mean that it's right. So are you willing to stop washing or, cause I don't know if the washing of the trucks creates any type of conservation issue with,
yeah, is there any
The well field.
test or
I-
anything? I
I
don't,
don't think effluent should be flowing under the ground, period,
Well, I think we have the answer to that, which is we're hooking up the sewer.
in the
okay,
fall.
Well, that's pretty straightforward. Get MDC traps in, and that's, you know,
is there somewhere else where else you could wash trucks in the meantime?
trucks, yeah.
So that there's not affluent on the ground, because that was a complaint we received was, you know, and is that feasible?
just until the sewer
Yeah,
connection is finished.
well, I'll have to get back to you,
Okay,
on that point. But, we are moving forward, so I guess it will probably happen faster,
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
no, that would be good.
yeah, I mean.
which is not a problem. I mean,
Dennis Westgate is the head of our DPW and, you know, that's, I hope they've been looked in and you talk to them and I know you're working on getting plans, but they may say, hey, you know, I don't know. My husband used to build, you know, the 2026 code is coming out and you're gonna have to do X, Y, Z, not PDQ.
Yeah.
You know, so before you talk to somebody and say, hey, this is, you know, and I don't know if there's different towns have different regulations, so I would say before you get, you know, the cart before the horse, I would speak to DPW Water Sewer and say, this is what we're planning, is this feasible, and what are you going to require us to do?
yeah, we were planning on having that conversation next week, because we're gonna have a draft plan,
Okay,
because I think that, I mean, when you try to talk, and they're gonna kind of wanna know what we're trying to do.
yeah, and they should, I mean, they're,
Yeah.
you
It's,
know,
it's
their
pretty
business
straightforward.
too. They probably understand it a lot better than we do, you
Yeah.
know?
So for the time being, are you comfortable saying you won't be washing truck and equipment at that location until that?
I have to talk to somebody
Yeah.
there, because I have a tenant there,
Okay,
so,
awesome, thank you.
you know, get back good. And then I guess the other thing that's, you know, during the meeting last time, we kind of went through all these different issues, and then it was sort of, from our perspective, the letter threw us off because, it was, you know, the board members, as it seems like today, were sort of in agreement. This is notwithstanding your comment about you can't be doing something.
Which you did 100 years ago, yeah.
Right, but the transferring part is something that has been going on. And it was our understanding that, and I think Diane even made a comment, so you're gonna let them just do this or something like that. I thought it was kind of understood and people agreed, like, this is part of our business. And so this cease and desist thing was remedied, and we were supposed to be getting a letter. And then, I don't know, I'm just feeling a little bit like.
I think we had our meeting.
Yeah,
I think we said, okay, X, Y, and Z is gonna stop. We were all in agreement, and then more complaints came in, and I think that was the,
what's XYZ?
that you were not gonna, that it was a one-off with Noonan. That you were
Yes.
transferring, that all of the complaints we had the first time were relatively a one-off situation caused by either emergency or plants being shut or whatever the issue was. And that you would continue business as usual,
Yeah.
and then the board started getting more complaints from neighbors and residents. And
Let me
so
ask you a
we have
question.
not lifted the, we.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. What do I do if people keep complaining about business?
I don't know. It's just, we legally have to report to Mass Department of Public Health, and we have to address each and every concern. Joe, do you have any comments?
I mean, the main thing, and this is where I was.
This is Joe Layden, our town manager.
One of the, one of the challenging things is when there's existing operations that then maybe don't fit within.
Pre-existing non-conforming,
Exactly,
exactly.
Case law has identified expansion of pre-existing non-conforming
Mhm.
can be limited by the town. So hearing the transfers had been occurring in that there were complaints coming in. That does raise a question from a regulatory standpoint.
Mhm.
What is the activity and what then constitutes expansion of that pre-existing non-conforming use? So I think
Sure.
that's part of this conversation is to identify if there are certain activities that are sort of protected as being grandfathered, but that doesn't mean that there's carte blanche to expand without having to come before the town.
Agreed, and we haven't. So, I understand what you're saying, I agree with you. And we haven't expanded, but I think some of the issues around the place, right, you have this new residential place, right? So that probably makes it more likely that there's more people that might smell something. And then particularly if they're, more sensitive to smell or something like that. So if we're staying the same and there's more people, I just wonder where does that end?
Yeah, it's a, for the.
I mean,
board,
Mill
it's a
House has been,
legitimate-
the apartment has been there since 1982.
Yeah.
So that's 40 years. So for us to get different complaints, unless there's different people.
It's not that what you're doing is against the law. You're allowed to transport. It's, the Board of Health has the authority to regulate where you're transporting. And it may be that it's no longer the place for you to be doing that. It's just something that has to be looked at. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. It's just, it may not be the right place to be transporting effluent from truck to truck. And definitely not washing it out.
Nobody ever said we're washing the truck out, so please don't say things like that.
Okay,
We
well,
never wash
you
truck
didn't
out there.
you didn't deny that you were washing out the trucks. You said.
Wait a
that
minute,
you were-
washing out and washing a truck are two different things. Washing out in the business of septic means opening the back and running a hose and washing and cleaning the waste out of a vessel near a wetland. We don't do that. We wash the truck, yes, we don't wash it
I
out.
see it. All know
I just don't want somebody to say something that's not.
Because when we were talking about washing the trucks,
Yeah,
the washing out was what I understood was going on. So
So
Like
that's why.
what, washing waste out?
Washing the dirt and
that's
sand.
what we did.
That was
That's
what.
what we mean.
Okay,
You mean like opening the valve and washing?
Taste of
yeah.
washing. People were saying.
So they were
you
just.
just wash-
We would never do that.
So they were just washing the outside of the truck. and the-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Okay,
That's
and
even the
I
trucks.
understood that. I know they're not doing the inside, but
Oh.
they're doing the outside where you're pumping and everything, and there's still effluent around. So I'm not saying it's as bad as what
I
you're
think we're all
thinking,
on a different page.
but
I mean, the pump trucks I can take to my shop in Holliston and wash.
Okay.
Some of the other stuff that's there, I gotta check in with other people, but I mean, either
Like,
way,
I
I
gotta-
gotta get.
I got a pickup truck that will wash off and keep it clean, right?
Okay.
There's dirt on it, drive around people's homes, like dust.
So
Yeah.
I think that said, I acknowledge and respect Diane's point that if you have a release valve or something that you're cleaning around, there is the opportunity for, I don't know, I guess, I can't say that authoritatively.
Good.
That there would be the opportunity for some of that to get off
Yeah.
into the water. If that's something that can be prevented by washing at least maybe that bit somewhere else.
Absolutely, the trucks can be washed at my other building, not a problem. I mean, they go back there for regular maintenance. That's not even a problem. We would never, ever try to wash a truck. I mean, you can do that at some of the plants.
Understood.
That's the place to do it. I mean, it's disgusting inside the truck. You can't just.
Yeah,
Wash it
no,
around.
and that's was,
All right.
I feel much better
Wrong with that.
knowing that.
And then we are gonna hook up to sewer. I mean, I think that is a long term. I mean, we were already thinking about that, but now that time frame just has to move up for the betterment of everyone, and I have no problem with that.
So I think once again, because of semantics, because we don't know your business,
Mhm.
when we heard washing trucks. We thought washing out, not washing
Yeah.
Right.
trucks, but yeah, Diane's right, obviously around the back, there's
Yep.
some stuff where.
Yeah, and again, and I think I said this last time, we're not necessarily trying to run anybody out of town.
Yep.
It's literally, can the methodology of the way that current business is being done maintain in the current environment that it is? And it's, we are obligated to respond to complaints. If somebody says, it's too dark outside, well, we can say, it's night. And if somebody is saying we're washing off a truck or they're washing equipment, we can say, are they washing the inside or the outside? Right? So we need to know the questions in order to ask them. And also we need somebody who will, address the emails that Diana is sending.
Yeah, I'd be happy to adjust emails if you want a one in person, I can do that.
If we have one contact and just make sure.
Because right now, we have 4 people in the office, everyone's answering, so.
That's hectic. That's, everybody gets a different thread or something like that, and, you may not be responding to the newest thing or whatever not, and we're not trying to cause headaches. We're just trying to, live peacefully.
Do they have open or like a single HVAC system at that place, or do they have individual air key for the people in the windows?
I think there's.
So I do know they have window units and some don't have any air conditioning.
Oh, so that means they open.
They don't open the window. So
And-
like, that's why Quinn said, if you happen to be, I don't remember when the complaints came in.
Yeah.
If it was one of those, we've had.
There's been a lot of,
Hot, humid,
yep.
more so than normal, and we all know the air is thick and the smell will linger.
Yeah.
And that could very, very well be what the issue is. We don't know, but as we get these issues, we are bound to
Yep.
investigate.
That's right, Prayer.
Yeah.
So I think, how do we want to rule this at this point? Like, I guess you'll remit to us with whether or not you can wash elsewhere. And with plans for the sewer.
Oh, yeah.
Sewer connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're continuing to not transfer to.
To the Noonan.
The Noonan trucks,
Or the Noonan trucks transferring into.
The unit truck is not, it's unnecessary.
Understand.
We're hauling the waste away with our trucks and bringing that to a facility.
Okay.
That's all done, just gravity. The truck goes there and dumps gravity. So there's no need for it to be offloaded off of our stuff, which duplicates the process. And that brings Noonan English. It's unnecessary.
So I think Diane will be, she'll send an email following up if you respond to it. And
Okay.
we'll get what we need. I
Yeah.
think that may close the issue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
All right.
Glad we put some clarity to that at one point. That was a little.
Yeah, that's one of those things that,
See, and now you know why we were like,
I'd be freaked out
we
too
were
if I was
talking.
doing that.
Oranges didn't realize it.
Well,
That would be illegal.
That's completely like.
You were
that's
like,
like-
trucks. It was like-
Whoa. Wow.
Okay, so,
uh,
but
great.
as Quinn said, unless we know the specific questions to ask, and
Yep.
specifically, Derek, even if you want to respond, hey, this is what we've typically done. Then we know, because I don't know if we know, and every couple of years, the board changes, so,
Okay.
like, hey, this is historically what we've done, and this is what we continue to do. And Diane can follow up, that will help too.
Okay.
Because then everybody's on the same page, because we won't be saying, whoever's up, maybe Quinn's up in May, somebody else pops in and gets, hey, they're washing trucks, and now they think they're washing out, and we're going through this again.
Like for example, if like I was digging all day with my little mini machine, it's all muddy, and I pull it into the yard and, hose all the mud off. Like
It's
Like
not,
that's what we've been doing with washing equipment. So
Yeah.
like is
That's
that,
fine.
Is that?
You know, maybe that's what you want to, just make a list of what you typically do, because
Right.
we don't know, we don't understand that you dig with the excavator, comes home filthy, you wash it. I mean, I get you want clean trucks because your name is on the side of
Yeah.
it, but just, hey, this is what we normally do, because then, like I said, the problem is the board changes.
Yeah.
We're an elected board and
And if
We
you,
change.
and if you say like washing equipment, the same question can come up. The first thing that came to my mind was, are you washing out hoses or something like that?
Yeah,
That you're draining septic tanks with? And it sounds like, no, you're not doing, that's not equipment. Or not the scope of washing that you would be talking about.
yeah,
So it's one of those things that I think, it's a hair trigger to say, it's a septic company that's washing out.
no, I understand.
So we want to make sure that we're clear on what we're saying and what you're saying. But I think we're good. So thank you for
All
coming.
right, thank you.
Absolutely.
thank you, have a good one.
Thank you for having us. So would you like me to send Diane an email or should I wait for her?
Just give us like, hey,
Okay.
for the past X years, this is typical, immortal, this
Yeah.
is typical.
It's so funny.
Okay,
This is how we run our business, and this is what we do.
all right,
That would be,
Yeah.
right,
Somebody's
Sounds good.
Very good.
thanks.
Take care.
thank you.
Let's see what. Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out how that got better for that long.
Is there anything you specifically need me for? Because I need to get,
Yes.
I have a
is it,
quick thing
okay, go ahead.
that I received the job descriptions for everyone associated with Department of Health. So I got 4. So I'll distribute them, and for next meeting or something, or prior to next meeting, if you can give me back any notes,
Sure.
that would be appreciated. So
Yeah.
I'll email you and there are
Okay.
4 attachments on there. I printed them out.
And what list of you got?
So I'm not 100% sure, but Susan sent them, and I think it was just to make sure that they're updated and current.
Yeah.
So I'll send.
Sandy had sent them out to you.
Sandy, sorry, wrong person, Sandy, to make sure that they're updated and
Can you
everything.
send me two? Because.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
meant to.
don't know if you know what the food inspector does and.
No,
and the
it was,
agents and-
it was, animal control,
That's fine.
the health agent and the town nurse and one other. It's just a town nurse.
They're probably all up to date, but yeah, let's all look at them and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Diane, is there anything important that you think needs to
That
be
you
discussed with me here?
specifically have to be here for, no. And we are very sorry and
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
if there's anything that we can do to get you through this time.
It costs so much in your family. It's such a thing.
It is. It is. Somebody told me today, you don't get more than you can handle, and I'm like, you just break.
You know what? That's survivor bias.
It is.
It's
It is.
survivor bias.
And I said to somebody, I really wish I was like a little wussy, cry in my pants type of girl, but unfortunately, if I go out of my way, I'll handle it. And that's exactly what I told Beth. Well, I might have sent a message to Beth Isbell last week that said, you people should get your, it was in my chart. Get your fingers out of your ass, because watching someone you love actively die without help is brutal. And guess what? Hospice came in immediately.
Good.
Well, because it was my request.
Oh,
So, yes. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. No, but it worked out well, and it's a blessing. He's at peace, so thank you. I appreciate everything.
Let us know what we can do.
I will,
All
thanks.
right,
Have a good
take
one.
care, Laura.
Bye.
I'm so sorry to make you sit here, wait on this, this is Roland, he's an engineer from, did I say your name right?
I will.
He's here to discuss a, plan for 18 Old Grafton Road. This is a repair. Okay.
Okay.
If you want to come forward, that would be great.
For new septic system.
Yeah.
Be located plus the money.
So just we're replacing failed septic system.
So this is a repair or is
It
this a new septic? system?
Yeah, repair, I mean,
It's a new system to replace an existing
yeah.
failed.
Just as-
Okay.
So basically, we have a field septic system, we're just replacing the cesspool. And replacing with a new one, there's our well, there is a neighboring well, there is a driveway here. So the only area we have actually is almost where the existing septic is. We're just asking for a bunch of variances, including, distance to neighboring well to be 77 feet, our well 68. And septic in the house would be 15 feet in depth.
The existing is right there.
Yeah.
But the field, is this where the field was?
No, this is the field, the proposed field.
Where was the
You
field?
see the round circle right there?
That was the whole
It's
field.
It's just.
Oh,
It's the same.
accessible. I understand, sorry about that. Okay,
And Paul has reviewed and
Yeah,
approved.
yeah, I missed Paul today. He said he's okay with the neighbors, has no issue.
I don't,
What is the can you just let them know what the variance is at the
It's
neighbor?
77
Did you already tell them?
yeah, 7768.
68 is ours.
Yeah.
It just doesn't give clarification, only this one.
And that is somebody else's
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, this is the preference sign.
Gotcha.
And you have it there.
And they're okay with it?
Yes,
Oh, okay, then I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Do I need to sign
You
the,
need to sign just the.
okay,
Where do you go? You need a plan.
I'll use it.
Or, or.
I'm never giving it back.
Yeah, I know. Those are good pins.
everything that I had was always city. So I didn't invest a lot of mental power in learning the difference between a septic system and a cesspool and, now.
cesspool doesn't always. On the circle, on the ground, everything is this part.
Okay, interesting. That sounds,
Last minute of this meeting.
that sounds, low tech.
Especially on
She
switch
is the
properties.
area less. And I believe
Yeah,
the
you wouldn't
neighbor,
want to caving in.
is-
Like that, that's right.
Oh, understood.
when,
Goes up, so they.
I'm sorry, could you ask the neighbors if they have any comments? They are actually, I believe, here.
I believe,
Carol and Rachel. and-
Carol and Rachel, I see her on the line. Rochelle, sorry. I apologize. Do you have any disagreement with this variance being filed or approved?
The neighbors are actually the Partlows. Jeff
Okay,
and Danielle.
Okay,
I think they would have attended, but their son, I think they were gonna try to sign online. Their son is at school today. They're at an open house for the new high school he's going to.
okay, so can they reach out to us in some capacity and delineate that they don't have an issue with this? Or they've already signed it?
yeah, so I
Well-
just did online, their
Understood.
signature, I think, says that they're the petition.
Oh,
Okay,
this is their signature right?
Right.
here.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
I find that acceptable.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, Carol?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You have.
All right, so I believe we are all set.
Sorry.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Where did the plans go? I have them all, yes. Okay, now you can move to the next.
Okay. Next topic is review the minutes from the previous meeting. As usual, I don't have the minutes. So I don't think that there is an issue there. There never is, but still. So is it right in the sheet at your computer?
They are on my
They
computer.
had,
No, is it
had
right in front
intent
of
to sit
you?
there last week,
Okay.
opposed to transfer when I was laying on the ground.
Oh,
There's other, and Grant's never had tankers sitting on the property ever.
That's,
So they got two 9,000 gallon tankers sitting, pulled in, the hose, because I called her, and the hose is sitting on the ground. You know, and this would, you know, when you talk about smell,
Planners to take a photo.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sitting right up front, but
Yeah.
there's a couple of questions, not, when you leave the hose, of course, you have something in the hose going
Right.
back. And if it's laying on the ground, of course, you're gonna smell it. Because once it's in the tank, the lid's closed, you're not gonna smell anything in the tank. It's how the transfer is where the smell's coming from.
Yeah, if they're like walking a bucket over there and just doing that.
No, because they open the top up, when the gravity pumps in, they have to open the top to let the water flow. Of course, you ain't there, but then when they're done, they close the top, but they lay the hose in the ground.
Right,
And you got a 4-inch hose
yeah,
that's gonna be 20 feet long.
yeah, that's.
What do you mean? There's gonna be something coming out of that hose, one way or the other. And there's two tankers, and Grant never, somebody came in, they pumped it, they left. Grant never had the tanker sitting there.
They have not been in business for years.
Grant, well, when did?
Yeah, not there.
When did Jimmy Earl take over the bus company? I will tell you, because he bought it from Jim Earl.
Okay, regarding minutes,
I agree.
it's been busy. So can I have motion to accept the minutes as read?
You guys did get these by email.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
It's been busy.
That's all right. That's all right. I just want to make sure you did get them.
I looked over the agenda and then it was like, and then somebody wanted to play in muddy puddles.
That's more important than.
And
It's okay.
then ran down the driveway and fell down. So there you go.
It's right.
It's very talkative nowadays too, and cutting a tooth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Joe, did you have questions or are you just here to watch us?
I didn't know, I was kind of just wait for you to vote on that, because I saw on the draft, on the agenda, there was discussion about draft noise bylaw.
Yes,
Are you holding off on that?
I think so because Laura is a big part of that. So I can
Yeah.
send you a copy of our draft
Yeah.
if you want to take a look at it. We're gonna try to make these not too prohibitive, but prohibitive enough to address all the complaints we're getting, for each subject. So if you wanna, I'll send you a copy. of
Yeah, that would be good. That was the only thing I was sticking around for.
Okay, yeah, who knows when we'll get to that, so especially today.
Okay.
You're welcome to stay, I just didn't know if you.
No,
needed to
that was
speak
the only thing I
Okay.
wanted to, I am following up with land use upstairs because, while the discussion has gone away from that original complaint, even washing off vehicles raises some DEP concerns. So I did send, the land use folks upstairs something to start looking at.
Thank you.
Okay.
And washing out vehicles too, some of those aluminum, they use a certain aluminum, like if it's an acid base, you gotta know what you're putting on the ground.
Yeah,
They'll fall into conservation, but.
Yeah.
Especially because most tanks are aluminum, they have aluminum spray and it's not good for the ground,
yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
because we dealt with that before.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
we are on reviewing the signing vouchers.
Oh, yes, I second the.
Okay.
That.
Okay. So
Meeting.
you have to make it.
Oh, I make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the
And
last
just-
meeting.
And it's unanimous,
That was a hard one.
Majority.
majority.
But chemicals, what the chemicals wash the truck is, I had the detail guy rent the shop from me. And one of the chemicals he was using, C6, because EPA doesn't want you to use it. And so that you can ask for what he's using, they give you a list, what to use,
Right, because it's just not just.
remember, he's washing grease,
Yeah.
because grease go on the ground.
Right,
That's what-
Yeah.
Then it's gonna know what you put in that grease trap too.
So it's good that they're. Gonna hold off until.
But you got two tankers.
what is the,
Yes, ask away, please.
no, the microvac labs, that was.
That's on beach test.
That's what I figured.
What?
He's not gonna want that.
No.
Put your pants in.
Oh, that, yeah, this is
Yeah,
Is that-
going.
this is ongoing, but no one owns the property, so.
I
Well,
gotta
the judge.
discuss that with them. Are you ready?
Okay,
for
sure.
permits? Yeah.
Yes. Moving on to permits.
I was told you just like to read it. The bottom one. Still didn't get, give it to you. Yeah, 2 minutes after you walked out the door.
I mean, we certainly can, but we didn't have to on this.
Yeah, mine, but
Whatever. Whatever, I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
I was told to give it to you, so.
Yep.
I'm just doing what I was told.
Um,
You're such a good babe. She is such a good babe.
No, she really is.
She is
Screaming by now.
probably tired.
Oh, yeah, she was fine, 3 minutes ago.
Well, she has been I'm falling asleep and then waking up every hour at night, which has been a challenge for her.
For a period of time.
And she doesn't want to take a bottle either. So there's that.
I'm here. Yeah.
I feel like the old times, they put a little whiskey in the bottom. Yeah, my grandparents saw that all the time, like, yeah, look, whiskey. Well, yeah,
It's child abuse now.
yeah, it would be child abuse.
Depends on the whiskey.
No, I don't drink any alcohol.
Okay.
No alcohol, no cigarettes, and nothing.
Good for you.
I'm square. Well,
Um,
a little crooked, like, not rectangle one.
There's parallelogram.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from vouchers. And so we did that. We did that for 49. Did we do 49 Grove Street yet?
So these two permits have been approved by Paul. One is Kiwanis Beach Road, that's a new house.
Okay.
And this is a repair for 49 Grove Street.
Oh, like I said, I
Yep, Paul likes it.
agreement with that. Where do I send this?
So that one's on the very bottom, that was different.
Over, all four development.
Yep,
I don't know why she wants to lay down. Guess I'm doing it.
Very-
Silly buckets. Thank you for trying to.
Yeah, no, she's,
All good.
almost done, honey. I wanna leave too. Yeah. Oh, you can sit you go.
okay, I think this all comes together.
Hi.
And then, tobacco permits done, food permits done. Noise regulation, we've tabled that.
Yep,
22 Kiwanis Beach Road complaints.
okay, so 22 Kiwanis Beach Road, there's an order to reject going out. So this is a very, I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, a very strange story where the woman that owned the 22 Kiwanis Beach Road has passed away over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And the son and daughter, it never went to probate, so it was never officially given to the children, from what I understand.
Okay,
So it's just a will, just a will. I get involved with this because I had to serve this person.
So there's somebody living in it. I don't know that she's related to this family or not,
No,
but
it's not related.
supposedly she has, this is all hearsay, she hasn't paid rent in like 5 years. She was supposed to be paying the taxes. The taxes have become unpaid. And then she would call, it got to be a legal matter. They were going to court, they weren't going to court. And then she asked for us to come and make inspections of the property she was living in, saying that there was septic problems, there was other things. And then she'd call and say, no, I don't want an inspection. So the last time I talked to her, she said that her septic was not working right, that there was roots in the line or something like that. She sent me a copy from Roto-Rooter that showed they tried to fix it, but they couldn't. So now she's living in the trailer behind the house. And that is not prohibited, and she's running a line from the trailer into her septic.
Oh.
So we have John from upstairs, the building department is sending her a letter today saying you cannot live in a trailer. And I'm sending her a letter that she must fix.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with that.
So,
Good.
so on the other end of this, so the kid tried to take us to court to get her evicted. But he didn't probate the will, so the judge says the dead lady still owns the property. So that no one basically owns the property. So she lived as long as she wants. Yeah, the judge, said, as long as once, but there's $31,000 owed in back taxes.
31,000?
Yeah.
So it doesn't automatically go into probate when she passes
Well,
away?
you're supposed to get a lawyer involved. And they did, mother had some money, they both took the money, the sister's up in California,
Do I sign this?
he's here,
You can, yes, absolutely. I normally just initial.
he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I served her eviction papers. And then next time she tried to get a restraining order on me for serving eviction.
Oh, Lord, okay.
And I had to meet with Joe, I met with the chief, then met with Joe. Yeah, because it's my wife's cousin that lives in the house.
For $31,000 to get a property?
But she doesn't, tell me, she doesn't work. She doesn't work, she mooches up everybody, it's her MO.
No, I'm saying that. That's true.
So anyways, we'll see where this goes.
Yes.
I don't know.
She'll retaliate back. She'll have some kind of nasty response back. That's how she will MO. It's her MO.
Understood.
Anything I do with Quan's Beach right now, I take Cruiser with me. As animal patrol,
That's fair.
just to peck my rights.
Do you have anything for animal control that you'd like? She's
That cat was not rabid. Oh, so,
Well, I quarantined it with them. Cause it goes from one house to the other. They live next to each other.
okay.
It's her daughter's and son-in-law's cat. I don't keep an eye on it. I asked them if they will put it down, both parties. And the kid, no way. I know it's my cat, I would. Out of reaction, I think they had a problem with this cat before. She didn't get into the conversation, but I got bits and pieces I got. They were part of the problem. You know, she can have skin graft, she told me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's terrible.
But I can't say, with the cat, at least they did it. He went home, got a rabies certificate right away for it. But
Okay.
the cat was in the car, he put his son in the car, he himself in the car, drove right around the block to go home. I'm like, I would have put my kid in that car, one iota.
Yeah,
Wow.
So,
maybe the cat in the trunk.
yeah, because, because at first I called, I go, cat, well, you might want to go, this is pretty bad.
Yeah,
So I went to the call, and yeah, it was pretty,
That's awful.
it's pretty nasty.
yeah.
So we did a couple of bats, one that was inclusive, the other one was negative
Mhm.
on it.
Did they bite anybody? Or-
Well, the bat's gonna be falling like the other people that were in the bed, she was sleeping, he was on his phone, he was flying around.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't know how long. They were the better part. The second one, the first one I did was kind of, I can't call him a liar. You can't walk, you're lying to me, you gotta take it as it comes, because if I call him a liar, they're gonna be seeing you guys,
Right.
you can find it.
The protocol is if you're sleeping and your bedroom door is open and there's a bat in the house,
Yeah.
we have to test it, because we don't know if the bat got into your bedroom and bit you while you're sleeping, so we have to test it. So it's kind of frustrating when, people are awake, but they tell us that they were sleeping, but
And I always tell them this is a one-time deal. You now know you have a bat problem, you gotta get somebody to take care of the problem.
Gotcha.
That's the first thing I tell people.
And the inconclusive result is we don't do anything with that unless it's positive.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
right, they said there's nothing, there was no brain.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
What?
Yeah, that's what
Why?
the report said.
I got, one was on Friday night, so one was on Friday night, one was Saturday night. So I killed, and I put it in the freezer,
Yeah.
the second was the same thing, I put it in the freezer, well, I'm not sitting on 2 live bats.
Right.
Yeah, we can't do anything. with
So I
it.
used which I used carbon monoxide, I got a kill box, put it in, put an exhaust hose to it,
Yeah.
come back 45 minutes later, throw them up,
Yeah.
put them in a baggie, put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
Their state doesn't really want you to freeze them,
Okay.
but if I leave them in the warm weather, what
They've
happen?
been decomposed.
Yeah, freeze them, It's more than what, so,
Yeah.
you know, like the wood chop we did that time, she got a little grossed out. I froze all the weekend, Monday morning, she goes, yeah, that part was frozen. I was able to take the saws on, just go. Cut right, yeah, cut like,
Cause you said that.
Just looking at it.
No, I know, that's just an old
That
thing.
plays music.
That wood chop.
You're just so happy.
Took the saws off.
She's on.
Cut the piece of wood, popped in the bag, threw the rest back in the freezer.
Yeah, I hope whoever takes over for me doesn't mind doing bats and
Yeah,
Yeah.
heads of animals.
yeah.
Must be comfortable with decapitated.
Yes. One of the prereq.
You get something else on?
Ginny King, she was from Rodenheisen. I don't know if she has questions. Ginny, do you have any questions for us? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next is plastic bag complaint.
Oh, yes, yes. So, the town does have a bylaw that Upton's not supposed to be using plastic bags. Yeah, on camera. So this person came to me that started this regulating. She said the country super and Carol's is still using plastic. bags. And so she'd like us to know.
Oh, in their store for
Sorry,
Take off.
taking stuff away. Okay. I thought that
but you know, it's
it's
garbage.
garbage, like, that's our garbage.
Yeah, no, actually, our garbage bags probably are prohibited according to our own
Interesting.
regulation.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk too much.
Okay.
So are we
I'm just letting you
obligated to
know, I'm
do so?
gonna have to follow the,
Right.
because the town passed it, I have
Yeah.
to send a letter and tell them they can't use. It makes it really difficult and it raises the cost of the items, like, you know,
Sure.
Kelly says they're corn.
Yeah,
Everybody uses the plastic bags, but they're just gonna
Is-
go up on price.
is that something that we should raise up to the select board as like a change of ordinance or something?
Have to be changed, bylaw change, that'd be a bylaw change.
I literally don't know the process, that's why I'm asking, like, who would?
Well, if it was up to me, I'd say yes, but, I probably.
That'd go-
go to town.
This is-
That, this bylaw change, that's going in front of the town meeting.
Town meeting.
And people
Understood.
vote, they're gonna question, we already voted not to have bags.
Yeah.
You might,
Well,
it might be a big bag of worms opening.
if that's the case, then that's the case.
Yeah.
And other topics not reasonably anticipated by the chairman. I brought up the JDs, so I'll just read those. And, anything else?
She had something.
Prairie,
Very
the
good.
chair recognizes Prairie.
No, I think, I did notice that we have the new trash bags, and I think they've been functioning.
Well,
I did notice that they are see-through now, which you had mentioned.
They are,
that
but
were
they're
something-
actually thicker.
But they were thicker. I thought about that
yes.
too. I'm like, I do feel like they might be a bit thicker.
I think they're using like a recyclable material, but they are a thicker material.
Yeah,
So they're different. I haven't heard too many complaints other than Family Farms can't, which I think we have finally rectified because they just couldn't keep them in stock and
yeah.
there was a problem with them, but I think we finally got all that rectified.
All
Well,
right, well then I was making a motion. If we're all done, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
and motion carries with a majority.
Thank you.